You know, there's only a dozen women all time who have had their own signature shoe.
Really? You can be a basketball player, but you can also be a fashion icon. You can do everything you put your mind to. So I want women and young women to hopefully be inspired by that.
And girl body was tea, but also be unapologetically yourself. And there's so much power in that. You're paving the way for hopefully another little girl to see this and dreams becoming a reality for her. Angel, thank you so much for joining us here today. It's a pleasure to have you in Australia, and welcome to It's a Cold World.
And cut to the Jase. How's your time been so far?
It's been amazing. Like you said, the weather has been amazing. I've been able to see a little bit, but this place is beautiful. Like, I understand why people love it here. Yeah,
you've definitely brought the good weather with you. You're here for the Reebok shoe launch,
yes.
And obviously this time with Reebok is incredible with what they're doing in basketball and guys like Shaq involved.
Yeah.
How much has the people involved been a factor for you in becoming this face of Reebok and kind of your next chapter?
Yeah, I mean, walking in here and seeing all the different women that were on the billboards of their own shoe, or even just working with brands, is amazing. I think women's basketball right now is just trending and continuing to trend, and being able to be the forefront of Reebok and bringing Reebok back was something I really wanted to do, especially within the fashion industry. I love fashion. I love basketball. So I wanted a shoe that really aligned with who I am and my brand, and having a shoe that really I can wear on and off the court.
We're definitely going to get to the fashion because you've been doing some really cool things. But your signature shoe, right? Yeah. I had a look. You know, there's only a dozen women all time who have had their own signature shoe.
Really?
So, you're one of those dozen, which is incredible.
Thank you.
How much, when you look at this shoe now and you work with Reebok and designing it and bringing it to life, and how much of you now looks at that and goes I did that, I created it, and now you're going to see kids wearing it, adults wearing it. How exciting is that?
Well, first, I'm so thankful for Reebok because they did a great job allowing me to be so hands-on. It was a risk for both of us for trying to bring it back. We dropped 3 shoes for the first time, and we sold out. And I was like, I was not expecting it at all because I didn't know what the feedback would look like, because people haven't really shot Reebok in a while since AI and Shaq era. And I was like, listen, we're gonna bring Reebok back, and however I can help do that, I'm gonna help do it. So I'll first give a shout out to them, but I'm just so happy and excited how it came together, just from the little details of just from the halos, from my name and just my name within the logo, and each colorway has a storyline. So I'm just really excited to just continue to share my journey through my shoe and speak volume to it.
And the shoe, it is so beautiful. And like I said, I love, you can wear it on the court as well as off the court. We've seen all your great outfits that you've been showing up in Australia, but you've shown women of all ages that you can be a lead at what you do, but also be unapologetically yourself. Yes. And there's so much power in that. When did it click to you that, hey, I don't want to fit the mold. Yeah. I'm here to disrupt the norm and redefine this game?
Yeah, I think when I was younger, since I was always so tall and I was the tallest in the class, I used to ask my grandma, why am I so tall? How come I'm taller than everybody? And she was like, you're going to stand out for a reason. You'll understand one day. And now I feel like I understand and why I stand out from everybody, because it was the hype back before, and now everybody's all the same height. But now it's just me being able to be myself and be super confident within my skin. I think as a woman, it's really hard in the industry of anything that they try to do. And I just hope I inspire young women that they can do anything they put their minds to. You can be a basketball player, but you can also be a fashion icon. You can do everything you put your mind to. So I want women and young women to hopefully be inspired by that.
And speaking of fashion and also woman empowerment, you worked super hard and manifested your way onto a Vogue cover shoot and also the 2025 Victoria's Secret runway.
Yes.
So first of all, your hair and makeup, 8. You served on the catwalk and girl body was tea.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What was it like knowing my dream just become a reality, and also I'm paving a way for athletes to be more than just what's on the court, we can do it off the court?
Yeah, a lot of times when I accomplish things, I'm like, okay, let's move on. Yeah. And this time when I first walked, I have been working on my walk for 2 months. I was like, I got to get this down. Millions of people are going to be watching. This video is going to be everywhere. I just know I have to get this right. So once I walked down the first time, I was nervous. Yeah. But I knew I was like, I'm confident. I got to go out there and be confident within myself. And I was like, I know there's a little girl or somebody that's watching and super inspired. So I'm like, you got to do this. Don't cry. I was in the back crying back there. My makeup and hair stayed together, but I was back there crying, bawling, so nervous. But it was just such a fun experience. It gave me a different perspective of how they value themselves as women. And it was just a great experience for me to just open up and branch out to different things. And I think that's important within within sports, like being able to branch out within the culture, fashion, music, and just being able to collide it all together is really important.
I have to ask this.
Yeah.
I'm not a runway model at all, right?
What you got?
But we've all been basketball players.
Yeah.
So what was more nerve-wracking, like a late game free throw where all eyes are on you, or the run walk?
Probably late game free throw for sure.
Yeah,
like
because
that game is
like,
on the line. Like that's different.
Because
the catwalk is. I mean, I think it was only nerve-wracking for me because it was my first.
Yeah.
And a lot of people weren't expecting me to succeed because they're like, she's a basketball player, she shouldn't even be up there. Like, I was walking with Adriana Lima. Like, I was walking with the top iconic models. And I used to watch Victoria's Secret shows when I was younger. Like, when I actually was in Sydney, I went to Tyra Banks' Smy's ice cream shop.
I saw that.
I love Tyra. So I've been watching it for a long time. So I felt like I had to make it amazing. So I'm just really happy how it turned out, and just continuing my journey with Victoria's Secret we have so much in store.
No,
and
super
you
cool.
were the first professional athlete to do so, and it's amazing. And you, like I said, you're paving the way for hopefully another little girl to see this and dreams becoming a reality for her. But just like you said, you're training. It's not like you've just rocked up on the day.
No.
You're like basketball.
Yeah.
Hey, you're training every day, working on your craft, and this is exactly what you did. And I'm sure, like you said, you proved so many people wrong.
Yeah.
And it's so inspiring to see another woman just go out and achieve all this success. It's really great.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Do you think it's really important to empower like the younger generation, females, males, everyone, you can do more than just be good at basketball, for example? Like, do you think that's a big part of what you're doing as well? Like showing that there is this part that I'm really great at, but there's also all these other things I love, and you can incorporate all of it together? Yeah,
I think when my popularity rose, I was trying to figure out what was going to be my purpose and what was I going to leave the game with when it's time and said and done, and what everybody was always going to know me for. And I always hoped that I was able to be a voice for someone, whether they look like me, they talk like me, they speak like me, they walk like me, and just knowing that I was able to touch someone is something that I've always wanted to be able to do, and that was just something that was important to me. So finding my purpose was like the way of me going about things and just figuring out how I can be better than I was yesterday.
No, it makes.
And you've really just redefined the game. There's more eyes on women's basketball ever. And for me, this comes across a lot of your personality, your confidence, and your authenticity. Yeah. The game has grown so much there in the W. Yes. What do you think, say, a league like the WNBL, is that something that they can bring over to them, is, I guess, putting more eyes on the person, not just the athlete? Yeah,
I think that's important. Actually, a lot of them have played in the States before, so I know a couple of the players that I saw in Sydney. So I think it is important to show your personality. I was talking to Larry and Dave, and they were like, how can we get into fashion? I was like, y'all got to start with the tunnel walks. You got to start with the tunnel walks. Coming in, and I feel like look good, feel good, play good. When they walk in, they look good, like look like baddies, and coming in and looking good and slaying. Like, I feel like it makes you feel like a better, makes you feel better and be ready to go on the court. So I think we can start there, and I can help them out however I can. But I think Aussies have great. They look stylish. They're very stylish. They have their own chic way of dressing, and I do love that. So I don't think they need any help there, but I can help them start with the tunnel fits for sure.
Amen. Well, we've had a few tunnel fits, and I, like you, love my fashion here. So in the WNBL, I love it, and I definitely agree with you. You look good filling in. Your confidence peaks. Yes. And I always like to ask someone on my potty, but Jase and I are collabing here today, and it's great. What advice do you have for a younger generation hooper coming in who's really trying to make their own way in this world?
Find your niche. Find something that sticks out from everybody else. And I think for me, it was just being the girly girl on the court and off the court, but also being ready to compete at any level, and just being myself, being real. I think there's always going to be a storyline with someone, and just being able to align. I think fans come to the game to align with someone on the court, and I just love that part of the game. So I think just being yourself, finding your niche, and finding what is authentic to you, I think is really important.
Angel, we want to thank you, first of all, for coming to Australia. I think it's great that you've got to come out here, and now we've got to plan the next trip. It's a little bit longer. I will
be back. Even though it was 17 hours, no Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi?
No
That's
Wi-Fi.
Crazy.
They give you one of the old planes.
I'm looking out the window like, is life really real right
now?
Like, I'm contemplating life. But
movies and sleep.
I was like, oh my God, get me here. But when we got here, it was like amazing. So I'm happy.
Thank you for being on It's a Cold World. It cut to the Jase, and hopefully we can have another one next time
Yes,
you're here.
can't wait to see you back here in Australia. Thanks so much, Angel.
Thank you guys. I appreciate
Thank you.
it.